Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about George A. Romero's 2005 zombie movie, Land of the Dead, the fourth movie in the Dead franchise. This one takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where zombies have overrun much of the planet. The wealthy elite live in a fortified high-rise tower called Fiddler's Green, while the rest of humanity struggles to survive in the slums below. On the flip side, an intelligent zombie, Big Daddy, leads a horde of increasingly aware zombies towards the city, showing the undead are evolving. And that's something he touched upon in Day of the Dead, and
Yep.
he's taken it to a new level in this one.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea for a fourth one because if he didn't do something different, like evolving zombies, it'd be more of the same. Somebody holed up in a house or a building. I think the problem is he kind of rushed the premise, and it's like in the first like couple of minutes, maybe even less. So you got the main guy Riley and his what's his partner called with the scar now,
Charlie.
Charlie,
Charlie.
and instantly they come across Big Daddy, and instantly they learn that they're evolving. Hey, something going wrong here. He's looking at the other zombies. They're learning. It felt a bit rushed. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely not, Jenks. I mean, Big Daddy is the focal point of this movie, so he is a character all of his own. So, just like any other character that they set up at the start of a movie, Big Daddy's there, and we know straight away that, oh, this zombie seems much more aware than any other zombie we've seen before. You know, there's
Yeah.
a bit where they're driving through the town and shooting up all the zombies, and he's running and grabbing zombies and pulling them down to stop them getting killed. I like that because you know from the start of the movie that this isn't going to be a regular zombie movie. It's not going to be humans versus zombies in the way that we always see. It's no, the zombies are fighting back this time. He does exactly what he needs to do to set that up straight away.
I get you saying, but I kind of wish it let it breathe a little bit. I felt like I know they were trying to get the runtime down maybe to 90 minutes, I think, whatever it is, but I
Yeah.
just felt it was a little bit rushed. I didn't like the fact that the zombies are in the very first scene. I love the actual opening scene. The opening credits is brilliant.
With a band.
Well, yeah, yeah. So the opening credits where it's like a bit of a montage of you catching you up about the virus. All that's awesome. When I
Yeah.
watched this in the cinema, I was like, "Oh my god, this is right up my street." When they're saying like, "Do not bury your dead," all that business, loved it. But when you cut straight to zombies in that sort of park, and you got that bandstand, except with the trombone, which is ridiculous. How the fuck you got any lungs? How was you?
Right. I know where this review's going. Right. It's going to be you trashing the movie for 10 minutes.
No.
Yeah.
What I mean is, what I love about like Day of the Dead is that yes, the zombies are quite soon into it, but there's an air of nothing, and then they all emerge. And like, oh, here we go. When you have the opening shot of zombies, you're kind of like taking away their fear, their
Mystique.
scariness, mystique, and
Yes.
they're a bit too humanized too soon for me.
Look, the thing is, and obviously your point is valid if that's what you want to see from a zombie movie. That's fair enough because I know you like zombies to be scary. I don't care if they're scary. I've never been scared of zombies. In terms of films, I'd be terrified of them in real life.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is that this is the movie George Romero was going to make. So the world has been overrun by zombies. It's a different place to where it was in night, dawn, day, and now they're everywhere. Humans are the minority. Zombies are now, well, they're the ones that have taken over the world.
yeah.
They've been secluded to a small part, and zombies are front and center. And that's exactly what George Romero went for, and that's what he wanted to show in the opening of this movie to say, look, these guys, they're trying to live a normal life as well. One of them's trying a Big Daddy's still trying to learn how to pump gas. You've got a band still trying to play their trombone. This is the world we're in now, and this is
Yeah.
what this film's like. Now, if you want a more intense zombie movie, I agree. Go and watch Dawn, go and watch Day. This one is a fun, grindhouse-like horror movie that's a bit silly, and it could be in the same world as like Planet Terror, Robert Rodriguez's Planet Terror.
So for me, I've seen this loads of times and I want to love it. I think it's obviously better than Diary and fucking what's the other one? Survival. And it
Survival,
feels
yeah.
like there's money behind this. But I think for me, I prefer my zombies to be in the shadows or not kind of. I don't like them as central characters. I don't mind Bub in Day of the Dead, but when you got this like pack of main zombies and they're walking up to the city, it's very difficult to care because you know they're coming.
So we've got the opening of the film. What about characters, Jenks? Who's your favorite character in the movie?
The best two characters in this movie is Kaufman,
Yeah.
and Cholo, played by
Okay.
John Leguizamo.
Leguizamo or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's in everything. Yeah, he doesn't seem to age, does he? He's in the menu. He looks exactly the same. That's like 20
Yeah,
years
yeah.
later. He's the best character. And Kaufman. Kaufman is obviously great because he's played
Dennis
by
Hopper.
Dennis Hopper. The strange thing about this movie is that they're still treating money like it's a proper thing. So he wants like 5 million to do the job, Riley, and Kaufman at the end escapes with a pile of money, and you're like, where are you going to spend that, that money? You know, you got a vault of
In
millions of dollars.
in their world, it's worth money. In Fiddler's Green, it's worth just as much as money was beforehand. But
Yes,
there's no need to escape Fiddler's Green with the
yeah.
money. I
So
get
he
that,
he
but
puts it in a bag, then he escapes
yeah,
because
yeah,
it.
of course. They live in a world where money is
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah, it's like, but it's a great scene in Day of the Dead where there's money blowing by a bank to
Yeah, yeah,
suggest that, like, no, money is
yeah.
not
No one
important
cares.
anymore.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, Kaufman is my favorite character. Dennis Hopper is just so good in everything he does, isn't
yeah.
he? He's so good.
He's so good in this, and I
Um,
hate him, and that's why he's a good character, because you hate him.
yeah,
I've got to go with Asia Argento, Jenks.
yeah,
I'm a big Dario Argento fan. Obviously, Asia Argento has been in a lot of his movies.
yeah,
She's been in a lot of other Italian movies as well. She's a bit of an icon herself in terms of horror movies. So we've got Slack, played by Asia Argento. She plays an almost damsel in distress.
yeah,
She's stuck in a cage with two zombies because she went up
yeah,
against someone. Kaufman, and she gets saved then by what's his name? Charlie and
Charlie.
Riley.
Yeah,
Charlie
yeah,
and Riley, right? And then she joins their ragtag group of misfits, right? To go on this journey to get what's the car called?
Dead
The
Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning, to
Yeah,
go and get the Dead Reckoning. So she's great, and then yeah, the two leads, Charlie and Riley, they're great. Obviously, Riley's played by Simon Baker, and Charlie's played by Robert Joy. I
yeah,
quite like their dynamic. There's a bit in the film where Charlie says to Asia Argento's character that he's keeping Riley alive. He's the one keeping him safe, but in reality, it's actually Riley keeping Charlie safe. But
yeah,
then you find out that Charlie's got hell of a shot
yeah,
when he does that thing where he licks his finger and rubs it on the what's it called, the front of the gun.
yeah. The sight.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so it's quite a strange with the timeline because when I first watched it, I thought, oh, this is set like years after Day of the Dead. Because it's set in the same world. I know very rarely have
Well,
the same characters, but it's clearly, I think, a bit of an overlap. It has to be
it
because
is. But you've got two characters. You've got Tom Savini from Dawn of the Dead. His character is in the movie, the biker. So he's been turned to a zombie. It's the same character. And then when they're scavenging at the start, they go in that convenience store. Cholo goes to grab a crate of beer and pulls it out.
yeah,
And it's Bub. Bub is in the movie.
Bub is there.
Yes, he's the one that attacks them in the shop at the start. He's even
Really?
got the collar on his neck. Yes, it's Bub.
My
That's
God.
confirmed.
I didn't know that. That's an
Yeah,
awesome Easter egg. Yeah, but
yeah, yeah.
when I watched this, when I saw Tom Savini, I just thought it was a nice Easter egg. I didn't think it was trying to be any continuity.
No, no,
Um,
it's him.
yeah, because it has to be a bit of an overlap because these shops are still fully stocked.
Yeah.
They would never find any fully stocked stuff in Day of the Dead. Um,
No, 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 no.
did you notice the soldier in this is the same soldier from Diary and
Oh,
uh,
I've never seen Diary.
Diary and Survival. He's the main guy from Survival of the Dead. He's the soldier in this.
Oh, okay.
Can't remember his name. Again, I think he must be pals with George Romero because he's the only
Yeah,
character, apart from Tom Savini, who's actually made it into multiple Romero
yeah,
movies.
yeah. He's gotta be. While we're talking about characters, one of the best cameos ever is obviously Simon Pegg and Edgar
Yes.
Wright.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
when they're in that arena with the cage, you've got some people posing in front of two zombies chained up. Get your photo of a zombie.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright. George Romero was such a big fan of Shaun of the Dead that he called Simon Pegg directly and invited them on set. I'm a bit disappointed he didn't invite Nick Frost because he's just as much a part of that movie as Simon and Edgar,
Yes.
even though they wrote it.
Yeah, but in all fairness, Nick Frost already been a zombie, you know?
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course. You've
yeah,
had it once, boy.
he's had
You've
it
had
once.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's such a great cameo.
so the kills and the practical effects here are top notch. The only issue I have with some of the kills is they're a little bit too heavy on the CGI.
It
So like
was the first Dead movie to include CGI.
yeah, because there's a scene. There's like the best kill in it for me, or the best zombie scene, best kill, whatever, is the priest with no head, and his
Yeah.
head flips over and bites somebody. And I thought, oh, that's an awesome scene, but they did that in Brain Dead without any CGI,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just as effectively. And I kind of wish they hadn't done so much. I think there's CGI blood in this as well, which I know you fucking hate.
Yes, there is. There was some ropey CGI in there, a lot of CGI blood, but it's a dark movie and it's very far and few in between. Is that
Yeah,
the way to say it?
few and far in
Far.
between.
Yes, yes. So there wasn't too much of it. I found it still had a good mix of practical as well. My favorite one, Jenks. I hadn't seen it in a while when I watched it yesterday. And it's when the zombies get to Fiddler's Green and they're running through the markets, running through
Yeah.
all the restaurants, ripping everyone to shreds. And a woman gets her belly button piercing ripped
Yes,
out
that's
by
awesome.
his. Oh, it's so good. Just bites her belly button and rips it out. That's
I,
the one that made me wince. Yeah.
So, if you notice, George Romero loves a zombie clown, doesn't he? I think this is, I think
Yeah.
it could be wrong, but this is the third that I'm aware of. So in Diary of the Dead, in this, and in Day of the Dead. Could be other ones in, it could be a clown in Dawn of the Dead, I can't remember. And
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, what was that clown doing? And was he in the middle of a job? You know, was he doing in a kid's party during the zombie apocalypse, or was he just, did it happen right then, and he didn't have time to get his outfit off?
Hey, he could have been the first person infected.
Yeah, it could have been.
Could have
Yeah,
been the first person infected.
yeah,
So what I'll say about this movie, right, and why I love it, I think it's a great movie. It's a good addition to his Dead trilogy. Now, do I think it's as good as Dawn and Day? No, them films are absolute masterpieces, but this one feels different, even though it's set in the same world. But George Romero does love his social commentary, and this one probably is the most on the nose.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
totally.
rich still being on top, even in a zombie apocalypse. The rich still controlling everything. You've got Fiddler's Green, you've got all the rich up in this high rise tower, and everybody else in the slums.
Yeah,
One guy controls everything. Everybody bows down to this guy. In this small part of the world we're living in, we're only there in this movie. We don't see what the rest of the world's like, but we're stuck in Fiddler's Green, and one guy rules it all. And in the end, Jenks, just to go into how the movie ends, it goes how everything usually goes: is the rich fall, and it's the definition of eat the rich. It's
yeah.
the rich fall, and the guys in the slums, they're the ones that prevail and go forward.
So there's a moment where Kaufman, Dennis Hopper, says, "Zombies, man, they creep me out," and I'm wondering, is
Yeah.
is that the first time they use the Z word in the entire franchise? I think it
Yeah,
could be.
maybe. It could be.
I
I
think it.
can't really recall zombies being mentioned.
Yeah, possibly I'm wrong, but I'm sure he makes an effort to not say the word zombie, and that's the first time because it's in the trailer that line is as well. So I wonder,
Maybe.
yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder if it's a little nod at the fact they bring it up in Shaun of the Dead. Don't say the Z
Oh, I was
word.
just about to say that.
Yeah, yeah,
I maybe they mentioned that in Sean because of the fact it wasn't mentioned in any of George Romero's zombie
yeah.
movies. But yeah, it's a great line.
So towards the finale, one of my favorite bit of the whole film is visually stunning. Is when the zombies go into the water and they
Yeah.
emerge. So when they go in, they just fall in. But when they emerge slowly, when Big Daddy's head comes out, That to me is proper zombie action. I love it. I honestly, my favorite thing about zombie movies is the mass of zombies. So the riot vibe, you know. I don't like homing in on too many zombies, but that visual of them gradually coming up one by one is awesome. When they start taking them Fiddler's Green, it's brilliant. Love it.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And yeah, that's where the movie takes us. I mean, throughout the movie, we see Big Daddy and his crew of rotting flesh eaters going towards Fiddler's Green. They know exactly where they want to go at this point. They're almost completely sentient and aware of what they're doing. They're all kind of watching Big Daddy and adapting from him.
Yeah,
You know, you see him accidentally use a gun and then he knows how to use a gun, and you've even got the drill
yeah,
that he starts drilling into the floor. And they all kind of go on this journey with him and head over to Fiddler's Green. And that's where the movie ends. Like I said, it is an eat the rich story. They storm Fiddler's Green, destroy everything. And our ragtag group of heroes, they're the ones that come out on top, obviously. They're the ones we're rooting for. And what's more perfect about the end of this movie, and why it plays into that eat the rich scenario even better, is because the heroes that we follow throughout the movie, he gets a chance to shoot Big Daddy at the end, just after Fiddler Green has
yeah.
fallen, and everybody's ready to go off and do their own thing. Big Daddy is kind of slumping across a bridge, and he's got him in his sights. And I think it's Asia Argento that says, "Take the shot," and he says, "No, no. Do you know what? He's just looking for somewhere to live, like us."
Yeah.
And that is such a great note to end the movie on, because we didn't know who we were rooting for in this movie. Are we rooting for the zombies or the humans? And it was right to root for both of them, apart from the hierarchy in Fiddler's Green. And it's a perfect ending. I think George Romero is such a clever writer, and he writes in great scenarios into his movies. And yeah, I love this film, guys. It's got fantastic social commentary messages.
See, I completely disagree with you. I don't like that line. I think it's shit. I just think like
You're the most negative person in the world, mind.
I
Do you know what? I can't wait for this movie, this video to be released, so people can hear what you're saying.
I do like this film. I never liked that line. It's trying to make out like Big Daddy with this hero and a good guy. He wiped out most of the slum, right? His pack of zombies, he wasn't just killing the rich, he was killing all the good guys. And you meant to root for this zombie, this eating loads of people, as if he's a good guy. He didn't take him out, he's a twat.
He's still a zombie, Jenks.
Kill him. He's already fucking died once. Yeah, I do like this film. I know I'm picking on it a little
Are
bit.
you
But
sure? Are you
I
sure?
just think it could have been better. He had all the ingredients for like a masterpiece. And the year before we had Dawn of the Dead, the remake, and I love that movie. And he kind of George Romero kind of slagged it off because it was like running zombies and stuff. And I just thought, hang on now, your zombies walk. But when they want to, they run pretty much. So when they storm Fiddler's Green at the end, and they're all the people running, somehow the zombies are catching up to people so easily. I'm like, look,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have walking zombies, you don't slag off running zombies, because I love running zombies. There's a place for both, I say.
Yeah, yeah. Jenks, we're not here to slag George Romero off. Come on now. We're not talking about Dawn
No,
of the Dead. We're talking about Land of the Dead,
yeah, we're
right? The
not. Yeah,
guy is an icon, right?
we're
So
not.
let's not throw all his movies out just because of how much you love Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
We're not. Yeah, let's not do a review of Diary of the Dead.
No, no.
Anyway, if you love zombies, if you love horror, if you love ranking, please subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.